feel what I'm saying? Are you willing to take that passive role or do some shit you don't want to do to make sure that you could take that next step because you got goals and aspirations in mind? Or are you going to say, no, I ain't doing that shit, I'm fucked up, it is what it is? And do you go deeper into that spiral of being fucked up and you never accomplish nothing, man? I've watched so many people go through their lives not accomplishing what they want to do. You feel what I'm saying?
That's
just because they don't know how to go about doing it day to day and shit like that. But it's like, no, man, just you got to stay focused and have a high willingness to do.
Hip-hop started from the slums of the Bronx, New York. I fell in love with break beats, the techniques, b-boying, MCing, crushing whoever was in front of you. It was groovy. You knew how it was. It's true, it's hip-hop. It's only one source to get it. It's I Do It For Hip Hop Podcast. Subscribe, Google Play, iTunes, and DJ Bugsy 215 SoundCloud. It's all about the hip-hop. Keep it hip-hop. Welcome back to Do It For Hip Hop Podcast. It's your boy DJ Bugsy, the Indie Artist Spotlight, episode 114. And I'm so excited to talk to this next gentleman. When I first heard his music, the first artist that came to me was Pharoah Monch, one of the legends in the game. I want y'all to make a welcome to the one and only Olive Rosstein.
What's up, y'all?
What's up, man?
Bugs, man. I'm happy to be here, man.
I appreciate you coming, man.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
I do want the people to know how you tapped in and how you found out about me before we get to
yeah. First and foremost, man, shout out to all the artists that come up here and just speak on hip-hop. Like, we need all of y'all insight. I appreciate that. And
for sure.
Hip-hop appreciates that. But what made me tap in with the podcast directly is when Reese came up and did his freestyle. And he buried that shit. I'm like,
Yo, that's my dog, man.
I'm like,
that's my dog for life, bro. Real.
But the way it was chopped up, I could tell that, this is high quality. Like, this platform is high quality. So that's what made me reach out.
And I appreciate it, man.
Right. Yeah, I appreciate that.
And listen, this brother can rap. And I want to start off with that single Faucets featuring 38 Splash and Eats Up. Bro, listen. Y'all dudes. Listen, was y'all in the studio when y'all made that song?
No, man.
How did that song come about?
That song came about, I got a great relationship with my people out Rochester, especially Edo. Big shout out to Edo, Rock City Mark, 38 Special. But we was downtown and I was recording a song and I'm like, I remember when I was fucked up. Like, the water was off and shit. And it was like, if I could just make a play, everything is back golden. You feel what I'm saying? And that was a long time ago, but that's where the energy for that shit came from. And when I thought about who I was going to reach out to, because it's on my album, The Philadelphian, that's coming out on November the 3rd. But the album is encompassed with the city, Philadelphia. You feel what I'm saying? But that particular track, I'm like, I need the hardest motherfucker. I need the grittiest motherfuckers I could reach out to.
And them boys.
And they was on it. You feel what I'm saying?
And that shit also made me think about Griselda and how they formed as well.
Exactly. And if you know anything about Griselda and like their rise to stardom, Benny's whole thing was the back and forth with Spesh. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Like they did back and forth with Styles and Kiss. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like two of some of the most prolific artists that we've seen in hip hop, and they was right at it. You feel what I'm saying? So when you looking at that, it's like that's what you strive. You want to have high levels. So it's like, man, I'm calling Spesh. I'm trying to get Benny. I'm trying to get those guys. You feel what I'm saying? Because they're doing it at a high level. You know what I mean? And you want people to look at what you're doing with the same regard. You feel what I'm saying?
Now, I want to stay here because you talked about the water one. Come on. Let's go back to that time. Even though it was a long time ago, I feel like things that happen in your life, whether they're a trial or a tribulation, makes you who you are today as a person, a man, or even an MC. So let's go back to that time frame. And what was that like? And was you writing then?
Yeah, I've been writing since I was a young boy. You feel what I'm saying? I would say close to 20 years.
Really?
20 years, bro.
Congratulations, man.
But at first, my godmother, her name Lady Dredd, she used to be heavy in the industry. She used to do a lot of management for hip hop artists and stuff like that. But as kids, she was like, "Yo, y'all gotta write everything that y'all feel on paper." You feel what I'm saying? Just so that you
It's
can
like a
revisit.
journal.
Exactly. And you can see your journey and how much you've progressed, how much you've digressed, where you need to make changes and shit like that. And that's where it started at. We was just writing shit down, me and my sister just writing shit down. But then I'm like, yo, let me start seeing if I can get on cadence and start doing shit like that. And then it just blossomed into Oliver Rothstein. You know what I mean?
That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
So how did you get out of that state of the faucet? What things happened after that got you out of those faucets coming on and off?
Yo, I mean, see what, you know what's funny about hip hop and especially with rappers? They put up this facade like everything was good at all times and shit. And it was like, no, like shit was fucked up. Like what are you willing to do to make sure that you're able to maintain? I've done it all, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Fucking shovel dirt type shit. You feel what I'm saying? It wasn't just about trapping or going to the streets. You feel what I'm saying? But it's like, how much do you have a willingness to do to make sure that you're able to keep going forward? You feel what I'm saying? Are you willing to take that passive role or do some shit you don't want to do to make sure that you could take that next step because you got goals and aspirations in mind? Or are you going to say, no, I ain't doing that shit, I'm fucked up, it is what it is? And do you go deeper into that spiral of being fucked up and you never accomplish nothing, man? I've watched so many people go through their lives not accomplishing what they want to do. You feel what I'm saying?
That's
just because they don't know how to go about doing it day to day and shit like that. But it's like, no, man, just you got to stay focused and have a high willingness to do. If you say you want to do that shit, do that shit. Don't allow nobody to deter you. Don't let nobody's opinion or judgment change how you view yourself and what you want to do with yourself. So it's like, no, fuck that. I'm going to do it regardless.
And I'm glad you said that because I remember when Steve Jobs gave the speech in 2015 at Stanford University commencement, and he said, it's dogma. When you allow other people's opinions to drown your inner voice, that's what that is.
Oh, yeah. And that's what people inherently do it. They don't even know what's going on. Like, somebody will walk in and like, damn, I had a fucked up day and this, that, and the third. And because we got a high level of affirmation and regard for somebody, we'll sit there and listen to that shit. And be like, damn, why my day fucked up? Why? And it's that energy that you've been so receptive to receive. And it's like, it's putting your frequency low as shit. And
low vibration.
Exactly. You got to be cognizant of it. You feel what I'm saying? So that you don't get caught up in that shit.
That's a fact. Now, I do want to talk about, and you said the new project, the Philadelphian, is coming out when?
November 3rd.
What can people that have been following your career and just even new casual fans that might have tapped in can look forward to on this project?
If you're not from the city of Philadelphia, when you play the Philadelphian, you will officially be adopted into the city. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I give you every aspect of day-to-day life. You feel what I'm saying? Even through the intro, I got Will Smith, Bean, snippets from Black Thought, snippets from A Fiend out Kensington. You feel what I'm saying? Like, people just giving their perspective on the city and where it was and where we are now. And it's not necessarily positive. Like, we've long been outside of the realm of the city of brotherly love. You feel what I'm saying? Now this shit is critical. So it's like, I gave you that. Like, I let you know this is what's going on. This is what we going through. This is what we got to do. You feel what I'm saying? So again, if you're not from the city, tap into this and you're going to become a part of the city. If you're already from the city, it's going to make you proud to be a Philadelphian.
Dope. I like that. With everything that is going on in our city with 300 plus murders, is there anything in the project that gives someone hope that things can change?
Oh, yeah. I got a track called Woke Up Like This, and we featuring...
I like that title.
Yeah. Featuring my artist Tato. and it's literally putting you like first person account of day-to-day life and why we get up on angles, why this shit is going on the way that it's going on. And then at the end of that song, I had pulled a snippet with Tone Trump. He was speaking on Loon. Loon was speaking about Philadelphia,
Muslim brothers. Yeah,
right, exactly.
I remember that.
And how we was like how the Muslim
Killers.
Buzzlers was perpetuating the violence and all the negativity that was spurring out in the city. And to a level of degree, I understood where he was coming from.
But also,
when Tone Trump, when he said, listen, there's so much going on in the city with Muslims and how they're giving back and how they're perpetuating a good message, I had to put that shit on there. You feel what I'm saying? Because it was like, you'll find that a lot of people just look at the news and they say, oh, Philly's crazy. They don't know what's going on. Right. But it's like the people that's here, like we still love being Philadelphians.
And and y'all still love being Muslims.
Exactly. So it's like at the end of the day, like when we hear people from outside of our threshold speak on what's going on, we hopping on that shit. Like, we gotta say something and speak on it. And I respect Tone Trump for doing it in the fashion that he did it. He didn't come off disrespectful because at the end of the day,
he did it like a man
and
like another Muslim.
Exactly.
Right.
So at the end of the day, he showed that love, but he checked him. You feel what I'm saying? And that made me proud because it was like, we're not gonna let somebody from outside of this speak on this. We need to get this together though. Anybody who has a platform or is influential in the city, they need to start gripping these young boys up. Yo, this how you need to go about doing this, because at the end of the day, y'all crashing out. Once you crash out, it's a dub. Once they say 50, 60 years, it's a dub. You feel what I'm saying? You don't got 25,000 for the appeal.
Right.
You don't got none of that. You feel what I'm saying? So that's when the reality behind everything. That's when the reality behind everything comes down. And it's like you want to cry tears and all that. It's like, no, man, like just go about doing this shit a much better way. And we could all flourish. You feel what I'm saying?
Now, I want to talk about two things. This is a two-part question because you also are a CEO of the Alpha Media Group.
Correct.
And you also a new signee for Old School Music. Can you talk about being a CEO wearing a hat, but also being an artist as well?
Right. So I would say it's difficult to put on both hats because you can get caught up in one lane so heavily. You feel what I'm saying? Alpha Media Group that's my baby. You feel what I'm saying? Like I got
like
artists.
Bugsy Media Group.
You feel what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
And when you put on that hat, it's like you looking for beats, production, songwriting, videography. Like you trying to put everything together because you believe in these people so much. You feel what I'm saying? And it's still that. You feel what I'm saying? I'll never lose faith in anybody that wear that Alpha insignia. You feel what I'm saying? But
absolutely.
Once you get a situation where as though you could level up your platform, they say, oh shit, we loving Oliver Rosstein. We're willing to talk terms to where as though we can level him up on a bigger platform. In my head, I'm thinking like I'm the spearhead. Once we get in the door, now we blitzing everything. You feel what I'm saying? Like now you gotta listen to all my artists, you gotta listen to my engineer, my videographer.
You kicking the door in.
Everything.
Just like Bean said.
Exactly. And that's how you gotta carry it. Because if you don't, like, just like they were saying on a bunch of these interviews, like, labels aren't really looking for quote-unquote hip-hop artists because they feel that the industry is dying down. But it's like...
Juicy J just was talking about that.
You see what I'm saying? But it's like, at the end of the day, how much did the A&R game die down? Like, how many A&Rs...
down even more.
How many A&Rs is going into these cities, pulling up on these kids, pulling up on these artists, pulling up to some of these shows and seeing what type of demographic and truly listening to the music. That's what they used to do. That's how they film X and all them. You feel what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it's like you basing it off of an algorithm or a stream, you got to have a certain amount of monthly listeners, and it's like a lot of that shit be fabricated.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? The music don't be what it need to be to keep people tapped in. That's why you see some of the younger artists, they go on tour, they got to cancel shows. The older
like
motherfuckers, look at Raekwon and them.
Yeah.
They selling shit out. You
Right.
feel what I'm saying? They ain't drop
Wu-Tang
an album
and
in
Nas,
a fucking decade.
And 50 Cent.
Nas, 50, they going on tour and it's
World tours.
World tours sold
selling
out. You feel what I'm saying?
Because that's pure hip hop.
There you go.
You can't duplicate that.
There you go.
A TikTok video can't give you that.
Real
and
shit.
we gotta stop living in the algorithms and come to the real music. And that's why hip hop is where it is, and that's why it is on a decline. Because instead of us using a mic and a pen and get really absorbed on what a story is,
Right.
we rather use the algorithm to tell us what the story is.
Right, exactly. Or even better, we'll allow the algorithm to tell us what we like. And
Right.
that's
No.
I don't. The second that you feel as though that a computer could tell you what your spirit need to listen to, that's when you're gonna be listening.
And now they want to implement artificial intelligence into hip hop.
Right.
And they want to implement that in everything. And that's where I draw back from.
Right.
Because I like the authentic and the essence of hip hop. I like the gurus and the premieres and the RZAs. That's the real hip hop. All this shit y'all niggas doing ain't it. And that's why I had an issue with what Drake said about Joe, because Joe was pure hip hop.
Right. And that's why Joe could never be quote unquote blackballed out the industry, because when you do it at such a high level, nobody want to fucking say nothing about my lyrical ability. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
I can out rap y'all niggas even to this day, and Joe don't drop music no more.
Nope.
Joe will probably
Shoot these
like
niggas
this.
like that.
You feel what I'm saying? But
Right.
it's like
it's like the second hand. It's like,
exactly. But
and it comes easy just like it come for you.
Right.
You can jump right in the studio and start popping your shit.
oh yeah.
With no issues.
Oh yeah, and that's why I think a lot of motherfuckers, they don't
They
know
ain't
what type
trying
of
to get
energy
on
I'm
the
on.
song. Right.
Listen, I'm like, I get a disclaimer out.
Right.
I'm trying to fuck you over on this beat. I'm just being honest, not
Right.
personally, but it's gonna. If I set the bar that high, it's gonna make you come even harder. And now hip hop gets a better song. The fans get a better song because they know we clashing pins. But it's like, damn, that shit came out crazy. When you high level and I'm high level, it can't be corny.
No.
Now it's just come out. You feel what I'm saying?
Not at all. Not at all, man. But let me ask you this though, man. Do you feel artists need labels now? Even though you signed to
I would say that you don't necessarily need a label, but just understand what a label is able to offer you. You feel what I'm saying? Now, everybody be pressed to go get the bread. Like, yo, I want to get money. I need advance.
and not knowing this is a loan. And
It's
you
a
gotta
loan.
pay it back.
It's a loan. It's a loan. But it's a great loan. But at the end of the day, it's like, how much do you truly believe in it? And like, this is, I'll put the details of my deal on the table. Like,
Okay.
Like, I won't say like names or nothing like that.
Right,
Right. But at the top of the year, I had I was able to sign 2 deals with another label. It was a couple labels that wanted to sign me, and they was talking some chicken. But I'm like, all right,
Right.
let me go see what's going on. So I hired a lawyer. His name's Simon Rosen. He worked with John Legend, Pink. Like, he been doing this shit for like 40, 50 years. So he like, I've seen every type of contract. So I'm like, yo, let me send this shit through. He was a little bit of bread, but I'm like, man, fuck it. I'm not like, I don't want to be one of them artists. I sign a deal and then I'm on some slave shit. They shelfing me. You feel what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Like,
And
I've
that's
heard
usually what
horror
happens.
stories. Right. I've heard horror stories. So he looked over the contract and he like, yo, like, the splits is okay, but you shouldn't sign anything in perpetuity. And that's a message I want to put out there. Like,
Yeah, please
understand
put
what
that
some
out
of these terms mean. So
Right.
in perpetuity means that it's essentially a forever type of contract. You don't have the ability to get out, or it's very extremely difficult for you to get out of this contract.
Right.
So if you sign in perpetuity, that means that they got it.
Right.
Whatever you signed over in regards to that music, the label owns that. So you got to know what you're giving those rights away, and if it tangibly makes sense to you, do it.
Right.
But if not, and you're not really pressed about the bread, it's like, no, like, I want to own my shit. You feel what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Like, I've seen niggas at the end of their careers, or even not at the end of their careers,
And they don't have access to their
they
masters.
don't got access to nothing. They don't own a piece of their music. They was just basically, even Bun B said it. He said, yo, when I was signed, we couldn't get the rights to some of our music for like 18 years. We was just moving off of the advances.
See?
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, no, like I wasn't pressed for the bread. So
Yeah, that was smart.
I'm cool. So it wasn't no love lost or nothing like that.
But now, with your home now, you feel comfortable about the deal.
Right. You feel what I'm saying? I'm on some 21 Savage shit. Like I want like 80 master, 100 published. You feel what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Type situation. So it's a artist.
It's a win-win
deal. Exactly. Right. You feel what I'm saying? If it hit, we eat. If it don't hit,
I'm still good.
I'm good. I don't owe nobody no paper, none of that shit. You feel what I'm saying? We just go to the next project. Let's revisit. Let's push the things that were successful and then keep going. Rinse and repeat. You feel what I'm saying? It's a level of consistency that you gotta keep with this shit. But once you find your groove and stick with it, you gonna get your opportunity, 1,000%.
I like that, man. Man, and before we get to the freestyle, that song, The Books, oh my God. Because the books, listen, you went into your 50 Cent, Ja Rule bag, you know what I'm saying, with the singing / that hook, bro, is crazy.
And listen, and a labeler said, they're like, yo, we need you in that gritty pocket. But I'm like, yo, I'm trying my hand at the singing shit. I don't give a fuck. Like, listen, I'm hitting the melodies and all that.
You got to, man, because
that's what rolled.
And not only that, that's what the females gonna grab it to. And Tupac always said, if you don't make music for women, you ain't gonna make it.
Right, exactly.
You gotta have at least one song for the ladies.
Right.
No matter how gritty you is.
Right.
And that's why Jadakiss stands out amongst the locks, because he was able to do features with Mariah Carey and Anthony Hamilton and just switch it up.
Even without the features, I need a ride or die, bitch.
Right.
Even today, you play that shit right now,
it's out of here.
Turned up. You feel
it's out of here,
so,
bro.
Timeless music type shit.
Yep. Well, man, I appreciate you coming on the podcast. I want you to tell the people how they can follow you, when the project is coming out. Then we're going to get to the freestyle.
Oh, yeah. So, again, Oliver Rothstein. Y'all can tap in and follow me at Oliver. That's OLIVER .Rothstein, ROTHSTEIN. We on all digital streaming platforms. Again, my debut album, Under Old Soul Music, is coming out November 3rd, the Philadelphian. Y'all gonna definitely enjoy it.
I can't wait to hear that shit.
Tap
Especially
in,
that
man.
intro.
Tap in.
That fucking intro with them snippets. You got me excited with the intro. When you told me who's on the intro, I said, and it's so crazy, bro. When you give people a time capsule and able to give it like that, that shit is epic, man. That's black excellence, man.
Oh, yeah, black excellence.
For sure. Well, man, again, I appreciate you coming on the platform, man. This is your boy, DJ Bugsy. Make sure you follow us. Do it for Hip Hop Pod. Follow me, DJ Bugsy 215. Keep it hip hop. Peace.